Welcome back to What Are You Talking About? It's your host, Mr. Uche Ernest Sarai, here to give you the political updates for the week. I'm going to start by talking about Ron Paul and his performance in the last presidential debate, which was held on CNN. I give Ron Paul a huge standing ovation. He was the only one that I believe represented true American values. Did you all watch the debate? I have some of the clips on my favorites, so you may want to check it out there. Pretty much how I summarize the debates is that the Republican candidates, other than Ron Paul, wants this country to sacrifice liberty for security, which the founders said we should never do. Ron Paul was the only one that stood up for liberty. The other Republican candidates, in essence, want to, I'll just say, break down everything that this country doesn't stand for. They sat, Rick Santorum sat there and said that we should be, him and Mitt Romney, we should be profiling Muslim Americans because they fit the description of people that want to harm this country. And Ron Paul said, what about Timothy McVeigh? He doesn't fit the profile. He didn't fit the profile. And yet, he did commit a terrorist act on American soil. So I commend Ron Paul for the positions that he took. He truly stood out like a champ. And, you Ron Paul supporters out here on YouTube, y'all have inspired me. The passion that y'all have for Ron Paul reminds me of the passion that many Barack Obama supporters had when he was running for president. Sometimes you feel like a candidate is very genuine when they're running, and then when they get elected, one can say the system changes them. So, Ron Paul, please keep it up. If you don't get the Republican nomination, please seek a third-party nomination. I just might vote for you, even though you may not win. But I just might vote for you. But I really like Ron Paul in that debate. He truly inspired me. So keep it up, Ron Paul. Other political news of the week that you all may want to look out for is on staying on the Republican presidential debates. Newt Gingrich is rising in the polls. He's statistically tied with Mitt Romney, and it's an interesting dynamic with Newt Gingrich. I feel like the people that support him only support him as the anti-Mitt Romney candidate. They're so uncomfortable with Mitt Romney that they'll go for anybody. Just a few notes that I made. The choice that Republicans have between Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich, in my opinion, comes down to this. You have a big business Mormon, or you could select a big sleazy, power-hungry, immoral, self-righteous daddy of the Republican Party, also known as Newt Incorporated. That's what I feel like are the choices that Republicans have to make between the two candidates that they have. And like I said, they're still scrutinizing Newt's record. They're still going through it. They're still going through all his business involvements. They're still going through how he used his political affiliations to make money, and a whole lot of it. So I think the jury's still out on whether Newt will be the man. Many people are trying to get the Republican Party to rally around Mitt Romney since he's been the consistent leader. So y'all watch out for that. Keep in mind, today is Monday. News comes out on Monday. Like I told y'all, news that the media wants you to follow comes out on Mondays. News that they don't want you to follow comes out on Fridays. So another news that came out today is somehow, some way, Mr. Herman Cain has made his way into the news again. Do y'all see me? Herman Cain is in the news again. I'm tired of talking about him, but he just gives me so much to talk about. So what's going on now? If you haven't heard already, we have a third confirmed woman that has come out to say she had a relationship with Herman Cain. The young lady's name is Mrs. Miss White. I'm sorry, Miss Ginger White. She's being characterized as an Atlanta businesswoman. Looks like she's of the Caucasian persuasion. And she's actually saying that she had a 13-year relationship with Mr. Herman Cain. Met him at an event that he spoke at the Restaurant Association. Herman Cain used that restaurant association like Match.com. You know, it's to me it's like he used it as a place to meet women. You know, what I mean, dude, at least wait till you get to the White House. You know, then you can have a plethora. But the restaurant association was his roach motel, so to speak. So Miss Ginger said she had a 14-year relationship with Herman Cain, and Herman Cain actually preempted this news. He came out on CNN to say that the news was going to be coming out. She did. The young lady Ginger White did a interview with the Fox affiliate in Atlanta. Of all stations to come out on, she came out on a Fox affiliate. So y'all can't say this is a liberal attack. She went straight to the conservative storefront to release this news. So she came out to say that her and Herman Cain had a relationship for 14 years, 13 years, 13, 14 years. She knew he was married when she met him, and he flew out to various cities that he was speaking in, and they remained friends for a long period of time. The funny thing about in the interview, you know, they asked her questions, asked her why come out. You know, she said she didn't like the way Herman Cain was characterizing the other women that came out against him. But it was funny because she brought out her cell phone. They asked her, do you have any proof? She brought out her cell phone to, you know, show some of the text messages that her and Herman had sent each other. She also brought out her cell phone bill that showed as late as September of this year, he had called her at as early as 4 a.m. in the morning and as late as 7 p.m. at night. And while they were holding the interview, the interviewer actually sent Herman Cain a text message from her phone and called him. And Herman Cain called back. So I guess for him, it didn't make sense for him to try to deny that he knew the lady because, I mean, the evidence is there. So Herman Cain came out to, I believe, preempt the news. And I guess as people would say in the media world, get ahead of it. Okay? And it was funny in what he said because he didn't deny knowing this young lady. He said this was an acquaintance of his that he had tried to help financially. My question to you, Mr. Cain, is did your wife know that you were trying to help this woman financially? Okay? And he came out to say that his wife said in response to this, here we go again. Now, the person that I feel sorry for in all this is Mrs. Cain. You know, Herman Cain, you need to do the noble thing and drop out of the race before your love child comes out, because you can't have all these affairs without fathering some illegitimate child right there somewhere. So I think you should do the best thing for your family right now, Mr. Cain, and drop out of the race before another woman comes out, and so on and so forth. You've been married to your wife for 42 years. You know, don't put her through this. If you haven't told her about your other life, don't let her find out like this, because you didn't deny knowing this young lady, you know, and to say what you said, how you said it, which was that you knew her, you helped her out financially, you know, that's just another way of saying that, you know, this was a young lady that you were having sexual relations with, having an affair with. You know, evidently something went wrong somewhere. You know, you didn't deliver on the gift you promised her. You know, she's still waiting on that S-Class or that BMW, whichever one it is. And, you know, she decided to go public. You know, that's the way I characterize the situation. You know, I don't think you have an affair with somebody for 14 years and then just come out with it all of a sudden unless there was some motivation. Now, the young lady said that it was gonna come out, and she wanted to, tell her side of the story first, and I commend her, you know, um, I commend her for, for speaking out, But Herman Cain, do the right thing, drop out of the race. You are not gonna get the nomination like this. You sold enough books. You got your name out there. You know, don't drag your family's name through the mud continuously. Another thing I wanted to touch on too on the political side is, once again, the Republicans are trying to beat up Obama. Last recording, I talked about the Unsuper Committee, the Gang of 12 that was supposed to come up with 1.3 trillion cuts, 1.3 trillion dollars in cuts to the deficit. After 2 months, came up with nothing because the Republicans didn't want to raise taxes on the wealthy, and the Democrats couldn't make them raise taxes on the wealthy. That's pretty much what it came down to. Now the Republicans, after asking that Obama stay out of these meetings, are now trying to say that Obama failed to lead. You can't have it both ways, Republicans. If y'all ask them to stay out of it so that y'all can come up with this on your own, Congress, House of Representatives, because the president doesn't make laws. He signs the laws that you all make. So don't try to go and blame him now. But the media is running with it, and not too many people are challenging these lawmakers on this particular point. So I'm going to challenge you, okay? Mitch McConnell, John Boehner, speak the truth, guys. Tell them that you all dropped the ball. You can't lead. And now you would like the president to lead because you can't lead. But don't tell him that he didn't lead after you all asked him to stay out of the negotiations. They're talking about these cuts that are, now I told y'all last time that there's a trigger that's supposed to take place, and they're supposed to bring in some automatic cuts to departments like the Defense Department, which sucks up a lot of dough, and other social programs. Now they're trying to blame Obama for these cuts that they had agreed to, this trigger that they had agreed to, which isn't supposed to take effect till 2013. And Obama's come out to say he will veto any attempts to take these triggers off the table. Now they're going on saying that he wants to cut the military. He wants to leave this country defenseless. Come on. Please, people, see through the BS. Okay? There's no way, I think it's $600 billion in cuts is going to leave our Defense Department defenseless. It's not true. Okay? So these are some things that you're going to hear about this week. I want to thank y'all again for tuning in to another edition of What Are You Talking About? I appreciate the support that I've gotten. I hope y'all continue to support me and watch my videos. Please send me feedback. Follow me on Twitter at Uche the Great. Feel free to email me at ucheorai@gmail.com. And I'll talk to you later. What are you talking about? I'm signing out, y'all.